In television and in radio, a grassroots revolution is underway. This is what it's all about, giving people the chance to see their lives and that of their neighbours reflected on the TV screen. Tototo Davashe is a pensioner living in Orlando West, Soweto, a few hundred yards from his community station. For the first time in his life, he can switch on and see his neighbours and his issues.
Yeah, when I've got a chance, I watch it, especially in the evening. Like there's a show, hinges, presented by, I just forgot his name. I always watch that program.
This is broadcast on the cheap, with people doing it for themselves. Once television and radio were the preserve of men with money. Now South African neighbourhoods are alive with shoestring broadcasts where people can see themselves.
I think that it's somewhat mature, but I do think that community stations could do a lot more work and grow their audience numbers. It is a significant sector. It pulls almost 8 million listeners a week, just under 8 million listeners a week as at the measurement at the end of last year, the RAMs for the second half of last year.
Radio is leading the way. There are around 121 community radio stations in South Africa. Gauteng has 25, the Western Cape at 18, and the Eastern Cape has 16. This is one of them, Kasi FM in the East Rand near Johannesburg. These community radio stations believe there's a gap in the market. They claim to broadcast the kind of news from your backyard that is often overlooked by the mainstream media. Nick Mutlowung has been there since the first broadcast.
It started 3 years ago. There were challenges because sometimes the challenges it's been the power. People will come in just to try to prove that they do have the power to run the station, maybe fighting for the power, and you do get challenges where sometimes financial problems.
There are a lot more community radio stations than television. One reason is even community television is not that cheap. Soweto TV costs up to R1 million a month to run. It broadcasts from Vilakazi Street in Orlando West, Soweto. Elise is the station manager who balances the books and makes sure the studio lights stay on.
In 2005, a group of guys from Soweto decided that they wanted to have this broadcaster, and they applied for a license. And they got a 1 month license. 1 month license for December. That was in 2005. And they broadcasted in that 1 month. And then 2006 they got another 1 month license. And then in 2007 we got our first 1 year license. And last year we got a 7-year class license.
It claims it is packing them in. Through satellite television, it draws viewers from all over South Africa.
Our viewership has gone up from 450,000 to over 1 million. It stands sort of 1.2 million now, and which is phenomenal.
But one of the issues that plagues these fledgling stations is quality or lack of it.
It would be wonderful if Soweto TV was more slick, if it was if it looked more professional, if it sounded more professional at times. But I think we see Soweto TV very much as a hand-knitted jersey. It's made by the community, for the community.
It is a sign of the times that Soweto TV could soon have a competitor.
I'm working on Ekurhuleni television. We hope this year, and because the only thing that's delaying us is the whole how can I put it? The conversion of analog to digital.
But is it a homespun hobby or is it a business? Will the community station boom ever make money?
There are some community stations that are running quite successfully financially, bringing in good advertising revenue, serving large numbers of listeners. So is it viable? Yes.
Making money out of this may be a long way off, but coming to a television set near you is a growing grassroots campaign that's going to hold up a mirror to the lives of more and more people.